I want to start with doing this, it's Tatadori. Same like we were doing this morning, this the good connection, softness, and move from the leg. And then 1, 2, and shift the weight, like in the middle third, just shift the weight with your legs. Like in all these exercises, each. It's like your center line. If you look at this point, it's within the middle third of your legs, right? It's 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And you move in the middle part. We will use this a bit, so just to activate it. And watch my center, it's not like this, right? So it's always going this direction. Use the inside of your foot, the inside of your legs, this bridge. So, and then move the bridge like this feeling, yeah? Okay. So with me and not everybody, but with me the leg part is moving, right? The legs from the ground to the feet, inside leg to the hip. That part's moving. That's the most important thing. And so the end position when you do this, still I'm just straight up. Like this is the part moving. This is just balanced. Like 2 directions heaven, earth is still there. But basically it's 8 directions, at least opposite. 8 direction, we've been working with that before on a seminar. You remember, like you move your hand in 2 directions and stop, but keep on moving in 2 directions, how strong it was. It was immovable, it was really strong. And then basically it's in 8 directions. Right, so it's the same with your body, it's in 8 directions. So, but what do I see in the end sometimes? Still, I'm pushing you over, I did it here, right? With someone, do you remember? I pushed you over here. Well, then you know you're not doing Aikido, right? But it's playing, it's also fun. I see smiling faces because it's also fun. That's not what we're doing, so we're kind of, I'm the universe and that's moving. And someone connects, I receive this connection fully and my structure is moving with this connection. Right? So I'm not pushing you. Only Uke decides to connect. So when I'm doing this, I'm still in a good position. So how can we test it? Let's do it. You volunteer. Sorry, well prepared. So you do the technique. I let you. So this is what I want you to do. Make sure that your weight is falling while you're connected to the other one. To give him feedback. Yeah? Not to rip his arm off. Just give him feedback. Because what feedback did you get?
Grounded or not?
Probably you'll never rip his arm off. Your arm will fall off probably. What did you?
If I was grounded
Yeah.
and in the center.
And what was the feedback?
That wasn't in the center.
It was not there.
No.
So what happened when you were at the end?
I fall.
You fell over.
Fell
right?
over.
So you were focused in this direction. So when I moved you in this direction, there was not enough in the other direction. So it was not opposite force, but it was not 8 directions. Basically, it's not this relaxed posture, like natural posture. So you know what I mean. So now, maybe do it by yourself first. With the movement. Yes. And now without this effort and this tension in your mind, just do it. Yes. One more time. So here and now. It's not strong enough yet, so we can try again. Now you're prepared for my you're free from me.
Yeah.
You want to be free from Uke. So if you're thinking about me, you're not free from me. So you're free because you're in the correct posture. Just relax in this posture and your legs are well, this inside arch, in the middle third, straight up. And just keep this posture straight up. You see, I can just, it's really hard to move. So now we do it with, I hope you. See? And you look to be quite relaxed. So I'm trying to resist this test. Because if you do that, it's not Aikido, you're still fighting. Because you overcame the test. But there is no test because there's nothing, it's just universe that's there. So let's do it. Maybe stand up, so just a few beginning exercises now. Do this same feeling with your legs. Just move in the middle third, stay straight up. It's your own, this is how you train to move your legs like this. Make sure you use this line from the heel to the big toe at this point. So both feet you feel this. Don't go over the middle third line. Don't go outside. Maybe it's smaller than you're used to. Same with this one. Go through directions, don't lift up your heel. When your heel goes like this, you're unbalanced. If you push the foot, you will fall down. So it's always these 3 points, the heel, this and this is on the floor, both feet. There's the bridge from this line, inside leg to the other line. Keep this connection. Okay, and this is not part of the seminar, but just maybe you can use it. If you do your arm like this, maybe two, then your elbow is relaxed like this. And your Okajima sensei is also practicing against the wall. Your hand is against the wall. Don't do like this. It's not so good straight. It's just laying down. If you go like this, probably something, tension is somewhere. It's just up. Fingers go straight up, feet goes up. Just relax your elbow. The practice was doing like this. And you know, okay, I have to be like that. Just keep like that. Okay, but it's not part of it, so forget everything, but especially this. So we go back to the legs. This feeling. So we were just doing like this, right? Same. Little bit. I saw a lot of people go like this. We're not going back to someone holding your hand because you will fall like this. If you understand now, middle third, really straight up. Same feeling. Every movement, always middle third. And at some point you may wonder, like, how far can I put my foot? It's basically when your weight is on one foot, and then you make an empty step without losing this weight, so you can still lift it up. This is about the space you have. In Tokyo, it's always a lot of walking with sensei. We walk everywhere in the trains, or the metro, and then at one point he said, samurai who make big steps will die very fast, right? The big steps. And why is that? I explained it also in the sentence ago. Why is the big step will kill me. Actually, will kill me.
Because you have a long moment of not balanced.
Exactly. You're falling, yeah, that's unbalanced. Now I'm balanced, and I can shift my weight from the back to the middle, and then I pull it to the front. I'm balanced all the time. Then I have empty foot here, and I can make another step to the middle, and I pull it to the front foot, and I have an empty step. If I make a bigger step, try it. You will fall, right? Especially when even when putting down your foot, you will fall. So there's a moment of falling. It's not transferring weight in this arch. You will fall. And then it's just a matter of timing. When someone attacks you and falling, just pushing at the right moment when he's falling, and it's already done. But if he's pulling his weight, there's no unbalance there. So that's what we practice now with a few attacks. Let's try Katadori at first. First of all, Katadori, there's many variations you see, but basically it's just swinging your arm up, like this feeling. And then you try to grab this. So it's not this. Why is it not this? Why do you think this is not so good?
Tension in the shoulder.
Tension in the shoulder. And it's really from the arm, especially here. Preferably you here. But it's not from the body, so the body is moving and then it just swings up. Right? And otherwise it's more arm focused and that focus. I want to grab it. Oh, I'm just looking. At first, try to move your arm really softly like this. Swing your hip a bit forward so you can just. Your arm is soft, your elbow is dropping naturally down all the way. So again, if you're here, as soon as you offer, then I grab it, and I hit him. That's no joke, that's really what it is. So if I'm standing like this, we'll do something. And then he does really difficult Ikkyo, but what is more easy for him to do? Yeah. But in Aikido we used to do. You can kick me, punch me, whatever, so it's no use. Like Sensei then explained why are we attacking, we probably most of you know. I come here and then I want to do something. I grab here, so I want to do something. Right? So this try to move me. Then I think sometimes about the MMA fighter or the kickboxer. So can you imagine? Go to a kickboxer or some karate expert. Now I you do what you want to do. No, I'm doing Aikido, it's not possible. Right? So, but then you see what's happening. You swing forward and you want to grab it. So what we're going to do now together, you stand like this, forward and now a little bit slowing down and looking at some details. So you can do it as I'm doing it. Weight goes to the front foot, so the back one is empty. I can make an empty step. I shift my weight and I move the middle third. That's basically what you're doing. So slowly, my weight is on my back foot, goes to my front foot, then I can make an empty step. Then from my back foot to the middle, front foot, and that's where my arm was swinging up. Right. So try this. Empty. So when you just do it a few times, you step forward and you go left. Yeah. Do your natural way. Times. So you see the foot and the hand are moving simultaneously, right? So now the other version we were just doing. Yes. Again. Yeah, but it's good. So he lands and then it goes through his body to his hand again. Lands up through the leg and there. Right? You see the difference? So he's landing, and from there he takes it from the ground, he pulls it up. And not he lands as he grabs. This is the falling motion. Right? So we were looking how to test it. So if you come with the first one, just before he lands his feet, his arm is already here and I push it to the side. So you can see he's not stable here, so then obviously this will not be stable in the rest. One more time. Yeah. Just before you lands, make sure you do it. Right? It's very easy when Aikido comes, or even you do Yokumen. Just make sure you, before he lands, you're unbalancing. But it's category. Now you land, and the wave comes from the ground through your body to me. You were focused on this gravity,
Yeah.
see? So the back was empty.
Okay.
You were forward focused
Okay.
to the middle third. Better, you see? And then still a little bit more relaxing your knees. Yeah. Okay. Too fast, right? This is the practice. You want to go too fast in this motion far away from the ground. Starts at the ground, foundation you build up and then it goes there. This is the feeling and the practice. You can also do it at home, but also in a class. Again. Land, do your body up. Yes. Good. Yeah, you want to try this thing? Stand up.
There's something to aim for.
Same as Munatsuki. In. Land. Try it, Munatsuki here. We continue with some other things, but to stand up. Because what you reach, it's more like a bit of like a tiger, or sometimes I explain. A tiger is not like that, and then after jump there, he makes a really long jump. He goes as close as he can until he feels like almost I have the chance to grab him. And now he launches from the feet. Then he got him all of a sudden, right? That's what we're doing. So it's not if you're standing there. Okay, from here I'm just launching. If you do that, if you come, you launch on this, you just falls, right? So you feel the distance and and one shadow, shift, then I can attack it. If he goes away, what do I do? So if he goes away, do this?
No.
Never. Probably you will do it, but just don't do it. Just feel this is my posture, this is where I'm okay. If I missed, it's no problem. Then I just try something else. But don't try to.
So it's closing the gap first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right distance. But in a way, it's not like because you give away so much. I'm just walking here and all of a sudden, you got a knife here. I don't feel attacked. He doesn't feel anything until okay, we don't do it. Go here. It's attack. I try also not doing this, but the hook is not really attacking to destroy you, right? I have this my own balance. I work on my own principles and I connect, and that's where he can work with it and I can receive ukami. Is the distance. So it's if you do now Shomanuchi, so your hand is above your center line. check where your elbow is. It's not like this. It feels a little bit like my elbow. If someone is walking into it, you will walk into my elbow. Like it's kind of, yeah. Thomas like, he's safe. Because I also had the feeling before, like more opening and doing things like that, but it feels a bit strange. So if I'm natural, if my elbow is hanging, it's connected to my the bottom of my rib, and I just move it forward. This will be kind of normal way. So I'm a bit like a rhino now. Like if I step in, if I attack with this, it's already quite something, and then it just falls down. So if you do that above your head, empty step, now shift forward, so the rhino is doing its thing, the nose is going to the other one, and then just let it fall on the head of the other one. So, step, so if you lift your hand and the empty foot is forward, now I'm here at the elbow, I'm leaning into it and he goes forward. You see it is just collapsing here, and now go back to the middle third. This is a good structure from here to his legs, so it's a really solid structure. Okay, relax your knees. Don't push into me, just two directions. Yes. And now shift your weight forward. So I get this push from the elbow, but he's not pushing from the elbow, he's just moving his structure, the middle third. And now just gravity comes in. This falls. Yeah. A little pushing the elbow, if you hold me. Like so, I'm moving forward, right? Here on the elbow, so you can feel this. It's like my bone structure. Okay? And I only move the middle third, see? And then from there, because I throw it out, it comes from this movement that it throws out. Only to get the feedback on the elbow, the small hands on the elbow. Then if I do this, okay, let's try it. Like this, it's really interesting. Okay. So same. You see what I'm doing now? So I'm shifting the weight, and then it's a natural falling movement. Right. So this is what we're doing. So try it by yourself with the showman. Yokmanuchi is of course not in the line. If I come here and I attack, so I want to be outside of the line, and then we get the same feeling. Right. So shift your weight always here, not like this. Right. So center line like with the sword. So center line. Step, and then I move my weight and I rotate in with my hip so I can attack with my elbow, and then boom, it drops down to the side of the face. But I'm not doing this. I'm not trying to force my elbow into it. It's just my feet are moving, so I drive it in, and then it comes. And I'm out of the line. So if this line, if someone wants to punch, it's not in front. It's not against me. Right, so if you come and you do yoga man, he's on the line. You do yoga man. Yes, so. So if you walk straight forward, this is faster than this longer route. Yeah? It's just outside of the line. Lucky for that. So shall we try together? So if you stand here, off the center line, shift your weight forward, anti-step, just a little each side, and shift your weight and rotate your body. So then the elbow is pointing at the face of the other one. And then it's gravity. Other side. This is a very simple thing to make this happen. So if he comes and I shift my back foot, right, and make sure this is straight so I can receive this incoming force. At this point when you come to me and push, really push hard, it's hard to catch with my foot. If I rotate in this direction and he pushes, it's easier to get this line of force. Yeah. But also when I do this, I rotate, and then my weight sinks into my line, in this line, in the back of my foot. I sink into it. See what happens with this point. That's already quite a bit. So if he comes, without doing anything, without changing nothing here. But that's not enough, of course, because then who says it comes here, maybe it changes all of a sudden. So I want to protect myself, so I want to do this. Right? Not this. This, so in the middle. This is the good option. So if you do like this and you do one arm, this is protecting your center line. For example, with the Minatsuki, this is just a feeling. Right? So the only thing I do, my elbow is hanging down from gravity and I do this. So at the moment when I shift my weight to my foot, it's like this. Now I've got this already protected and I did a sweeping motion. If I do now the next step and just drop down, then I got this whole protection. It's done. But often what happens when he comes, he starts to fly and then starts to aim at his hand and hopefully you catch it, right? So, but if I use this elbow and I use my foot, and then I just drop down, and that's all. So, yeah. I'm a chiropractor, you see? Now I do the other side. See, he's now fixed. Let's check. Other side. So it's about this beginning. Maybe if you stand up and do it again, you can feel it. So I will show you first bow tie. Bow tie will be more like this, like we're here, and empty step and one, and then lizard leg 2, and no touch, straight up, and then step here, and then you drop down 3, right? And then here, shift your weight like this triangle, shift your weight, and then it goes down into the end. So that's bow tie. Very important to so it's 1, 2, 3, right? So very solid. So when you cut the center line, but I can only move until here. You remember the feeling how painful this is on your joints, like it cannot go further and you're kind of pushing into it. So this is enough to make his mind change, his body change, his structure, and then I fall next to it. But what happens often is this, he falls straight to the side, but it will never break his balance, he's very strong. If you just extend the, it's really difficult, but if I go into his center line, and then drop next to it, and then it will work. Then he says, ha-ha. But it's too hard, we're not going to do that now. So I do it a different way, just to show you some spiral movement there. So this, now I'm on my back leg, and from here I make a rotation here. So my front foot is still empty, and then I go forward and move down. So here's the back leg. Now I rotate. It's not painful because I'm not really pushing Ikkyo into him. It's more some kind of extension. It's happening, and then from here it's just dropping down, and then the rotation comes in his body. So I'm here, now back to it. That's it. This, you see, it stays here. So not like this. You probably will do it. Maybe I get spray paint. Whenever I see your armpit, I'll do spray paint. How is the walls with the paint? Yeah. Take a nice chair and then I sit just. And when I see your armpit, my mind's gone crazy. Here, here. Same with the first one, right? Oh, spray paint. Sorry, I guess. So now we take the training wheels off. This is all just preparation for natural movement. So here comes normal movement. Great exercise also for Ruke to be connected, to be supple, to move with it. Really nice. Before I only treated his fingers, joints in his fingers, and now it's a whole body treatment. Because everything is moving. Right? It's really stable. That's good. We're building up also tomorrow. Try with some more things. Maybe we can do this with the Ura version. It's also a nice way just to end it. So Ura, the beginning is a bit different because you step to the side. In a way, this is almost like the open side, and this is Ura, the hidden side. I want to go here. So if he comes, I do my leg to the side and the other one in front, and then I'm just behind Sensei's example, like the two spiker planes. You don't want to go like this. So you want to go to the back and right? Maybe you can see Sensei do it in your memory, or so. Yeah, and then I can rotate in this foot, right? Then I'm in Ikkyo. 1, 2. Only this part. 1, 2. Just keep it here. And 2. Okay, it's also nice. He comes and then if he continues, my knee is on the ground. Just relax in the this movement. Really soft. Then he continues, knee on the ground. or you choose this option. How long do I surrender to the universe? I just stay connected. Myself, my posture is good, and I stay connected to Him. I feel always what happens inside, and I want to receive it. So I want to receive this. I'm still connected to Him. I'm still connected. Gaat er door ietsje Ura. Arigatou gozaimashita.